For my first job, I worked as a delivery driver and dishwasher at a mom and pop's pizza shop. The shop is within walking distance of my apartment, which I just got alone. The shop is owned by a foreign man and his two nephews, and another friend of theirs. I was the only female in the entire building. At first, the owner asked me to change into my work shirt the first day, in the walk-in freezer. I declined and put it on in the bathroom. He supervised me delivering pizzas and put his arm around my chair and told me to join him and the workers after work for drinks. I politely declined. I wasn't even old enough to drink. He asked if I had a boyfriend, which I did at the time, and I told him yes, he just lived in another state. He then offered his worker to sleep on my couch because he didn't have a place to stay, without consulting me. I obviously protested and declined. He also told me that he knew my boyfriend's name, which he did, which I never told him. As time went on, things got weirder. The owner would take me out back, where there were no cameras, and scold me for not pouring bleach into the dishes I was washing. I told him that you can't stick your hands in the bleach, but he didn't care. He would take me out back after my shift and compliment my eyeglasses and tell me how beautiful I was. I would say thanks, back away, and drive home every time. He came up behind me as I was washing dishes and blew on the back of my neck, and then proceeded to tell me that, since I live alone, didn't inform him of this, that I should be careful. He then stated that he knew the exact layout of the apartment because his friend lives there. I told him I had a male roommate. I didn't, and he chuckles and told me I did not, and that he was going to break into my apartment. I was stunned and had 4 deliveries waiting for me to drop them off. On the way out the door, his nephew muttered something about me being a girl. I threw the pizza bags into the car and promptly pulled over, had a panic attack and dropped all 5 pizzas and whatever else I was delivering at the first house and didn't give a shit. I went home to my apartment, called my mom, and sat in the kitchen with a hammer for safety. Someone was knocking on my front door, but I didn't look to see who. I already had a feeling. Then, the pizza shop called me repeatedly. I left my eyeglasses in the shop and had their pizza bags. My dad went into the store, took the pizza bags back, and threatened the owner, saying he has no problem going back to jail. My dad brought back my glasses. Months later, I ran into the nephew at my college campus, and he proceeded to make unending, uncomfortable eye contact until we passed each other. After the incidents, I got a huge 100-pound American bulldog that kept me safe until the day she died. The pizza shop is still open for business, and I'm still living in my apartment. Needless to say, I don't order pizza from that shop anymore.
I'm sorry I can't go out. All my shoes were stolen.
One story tall. Eventually, I felt better and we walked to the front door of the house. To be honest, you wouldn't think it was abandoned. None of the windows were broken and it looked stable.
Again.
My older brother dated a ghost for 2 years. He still doesn't know this. Rather, he is still in denial of the fact that he dated a ghost. He went to see a book.
This happened when I was studying for my master's back in 2019 at Amity University, Calcutta, India. Let me tell you a bit about myself. I am a girl, and I have recently completed my master's, and am now doing a job, and I am from India. I don't really believe in the paranormal or whatsoever, but I really don't know how to explain this experience of mine which I had back then. This one is perhaps one of the most scariest encounters I have ever had. Let me know what you think this could be. Well, let me start off with my experience. So, back in 2019, when I was doing my master's at Calcutta, I stayed in the hostel, which was inside the university itself. My room was a decent one. Let me tell you how we had our accommodations in the hostel. Every room had 2 compartments in it, where 2 people could share a single room. So, without further ado, let me directly come to the experience. So, it goes like this. One night, me and my roomie prepared to sleep as usual after dinner, and we had turned off the light and got into our beds. We bid each other goodnight and went off to sleep. After a few hours, I was a little disturbed in my sleep because it felt like something was licking my lips. I opened my eyes a little to see what it was. To my horror, here comes the scary part of it, there was a black shadow-like figure that was sitting on the floor beside my bed and was licking my face. I was too horrified at this. I froze, and I couldn't move my hands or feet. I was there, laying motionless on the bed, watching the strange figure right there beside me. Then I saw it get up and run towards the wall and disappeared in a split second. I was so shaken by this that I just froze there, unable to move in horror. I looked at my roomie. She was fast asleep, and I didn't want to wake her up. Then, slowly, I got up and sat on my bed, imagining for a while what could have possibly happened. Then I drank some water and went towards the shelf and took the small idol of Lord Ganesha, Hindu god worshipped in India, and clutched it tight in my hands, prayed to God, and kept the idol under my pillow and went back to sleep. I haven't really shared this experience with anyone, and whenever I think of it, it gives me the chills to this very day. Was it sleep paralysis? Or something paranormal? I don't know. All I know is, whatever it was, it's a complete mystery. Hi, my name is Prarana from India, and this is a real scary story of my life. This happened to me on the 13th of August, 2020. Don't think this is a lie. What I am saying is true. This is a real story of my life. During the pandemic, while the lockdown was all over the world, I was super bored at home. I was getting lazy. I didn't know what to do because I have no siblings and my cousin's house was far. I watched a lot of horror things on my tablet and really enjoyed them, but especially the Ouija board videos. It's super creepy and cool, and I was thinking I should try it. I told my dad I need it, but he just said, "No, dear, because this is so creepy, and this is a total lie, and this is also expensive," which was a real bummer because I really wanted a Ouija board. But then I got an idea. A lot of things, like games, show up in the Play Store, so maybe I can find a Ouija board app there. I first searched in mobile, but the screen is so small. Then I decided to download the app on my tablet because that has a bigger screen, right? So I downloaded it and opened the Ouija board app. I was so excited to start playing with it. There were a lot of instructions about how to talk to the spirits respectfully. For example, the instructions said to ask, "What is your name? Where are you from? How old are you?" Things like that. So, okay, that seemed easy enough. I started to play and asked the questions that the instructions said to ask, but I was so curious. So I asked, "Will you kill me?" Suddenly, the screen was covered in blood, and I was so scared that I said goodbye quickly. Looking at the reviews, I saw one of them that said, "I was playing this game, then I said goodbye immediately. I went to sleep and got up at 1:18 a.m., and I saw a figure in front of my window. I was so scared. I pretended like I was sleeping, and the figure went away. I was so scared, hoping it wouldn't happen to me, but I thought I was different." That night, I was sleeping in my bed with my mom, while my dad slept in another room to work on his computer for office work. I slept well, but woke up in the middle of the night. I looked at a clock, and it said 1:27 a.m. I thought I was safe for a moment, that I'd slept through the time the review said. And then, I saw it. The review said they saw one figure, but I saw three. 3 girls. One was a small girl holding a doll, and another girl had nothing in her hand, and they were watching me. They were so scary, with big wide eyes standing in front of the door. It was locked, and I tried to wake my mom up by shaking her. I couldn't get any words out. When my mom opened her eyes, I tried to show her the figures, but they were gone. How? My mom asked in our native language, What happened, Tobu? Why did you wake me up? I said, Nothing, Mom. I just saw a cockroach, and it is gone, so don't worry. Go back to sleep, Mom. She was confused at first, but went back to sleep. I barely slept all night, and when I got up in the morning, I deleted that Ouija board app and went to brush my teeth. When I looked in the mirror, I saw a massive scratch on my face. Only one scratch. I don't play horror games with my relatives or others now.